go.
to get love all over the world, but I'm tired of being used. It's my turn.
Boom, that was some Charles Bradley there. Ain't It a Sin? I'm definitely going to start listening to him a little bit more often. I'm liking the sound of him. Thanks for the suggestion, Dustin. So this is the Daily Fish podcast. My name is Charles. This is Dustin, and we're going to be going over a new segment that we're starting right now. It's catch and release, where we go over the top three plays and our top fade this week, going into Sunday's slate of Week 16. So how's everything going, Dustin?
It's good. We've had trouble getting the pod going today. Other than that,
I know, right? This is like the fourth, fifth retake.
I
Uh,
know it's funny to keep asking each other how we're doing, like it never happened before.
I know, right? Yeah, that Thomas Rawls screwed me over in Saturday slate. Probably going to start avoiding him more often and keep asking myself why did Seattle get rid of Christine Michael. Um, so
Yeah,
let's
he's
just,
not good.
I don't know. We'll agree to disagree there. All right, so we're going to jump right into the first catch and release segment, and it's going to be for quarterback positions. And for the first one, we have Dak Prescott. He's playing against Tampa Bay at home. What do you think about Dak Prescott being a 7-point favorite with the Cowboys?
Yeah, anytime you have a home favorite in a good weather situation against a poor defense, I like that spot. I think Tampa Bay's been playing over their heads a little bit lately. I love some Dez this week, man. I think this is just an all-out, um, you know, I mean, it could shoot out, but I think that Dallas is going to win this game handily. Like Dak, everyone's been down on him. Some of the Cowboys fans were calling for Romo. That's a little unnecessary. Um, yeah, I like him quite a bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The only thing that I worry about this game um, is that is Tampa Bay randomly going to show up when they shut down Seattle and even New Orleans at one time. I think they only held New Orleans to what 17 points a
Hmm.
couple weeks ago.
They're
Um,
in division too.
yeah, that is fair. But I mean, holding Seattle. Well, I don't know. Seattle holding Seattle to 5 points is impressive or not, because that offense looks very sketchy at times. But I mean, yeah, I definitely agree. I do like Dak Des stacks going into this weekend and tournaments. I even like Dak as a tournament play. I mean, cash game play. When it comes to
Yeah,
it, like he's probably going to get you easy 22 points at least. Get you a couple touchdowns. I definitely do like that. And the over under is going up to 47 now, which is a good sign. All right, so next on our catch list is Carson Palmer of Arizona. They're playing against New Orleans at Arizona. Let me see if I can find this over under real quick. It is 50 with the Cardinals favored by 3. I definitely like this because Larry Fitz and David Johnson are probably really good plays this week as
hmm
well, without David Johnson being too expensive. Saints defense. I mean, they're not really known for their defense, so they could easily get blown out this game, or just this could be a shootout because I mean the over under is at 50. What do you think?
I think it could definitely shoot out. This is another match, or this is a game here where we have indoor home favorites. That's a place I want to go to all the time. So Carson Palmer, the last couple weeks, he had 289 and 303. Last week at Miami, a letdown spot, but I'm back on them. Their point total is like 26.75. The way you beat the Saints is through the air. Um, I like Larry Fitzgerald in that game, and I think Palmer, you can use him in cash or GPP. I like pairing him with Fitzgerald, and I think DJ has a really nice game.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. This game definitely looks very playable on all ends for running back and Carson Palmer's end. Because like even if David Johnson gets like two catching touchdowns, I mean that's just nothing but gold for him.
Yeah,
Um, all right, that's pretty much it. I mean, the line pretty much says that they're 3-point favorites. Over unders at 50. So I mean, you're definitely looking at a shootout game. All right, so now we're going to go on to our third play of the week in quarterback position. And that is Matt Ryan against San Francisco. Another straightforward game or play if you're looking at the lines and everything. San Francisco's are 13.5 point dogs, with the over under being at 50.5. I mean, that just screams dominant shootout. Matt Ryan's going to be able to just go all over the place against everyone, don't you think?
yeah. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a lopsided pass kicking, basically.
Okay.
Um, the,
Yeah, shootout's probably not the right adjective to describe that game coming up. Um,
yeah, when you said that, I was like, I don't see that happening. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I
I mean,
think
I definitely agree with you.
what I really like about this game, you've got Matt Ryan in a dome, home favorites, right? You've got two really good pass catching running backs against San Francisco, who struggles against running backs every week. That's like the spot you attack. So the one downside I would say would probably be the fact that Julio has been ruled out already. But I think there's with Gabriel and Sanu coming back, the 49ers are just bad enough to where I still feel good about him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. San Francisco can't really stop anyone. They were able to slow down the Jets, but I mean, that's the Jets situation right there. They're not really that impressive of a team, offensive or defensive, right now. Yeah, I mean, another pretty much like standard obvious play. It looks like black and white. You're taking the home favorites and a dome with a big over under and a massive favorite. All right, so we're going to go to our release pick of the game. We're going to look at fading Marcus Mariota of Tennessee playing at KC. Playing at Arrowhead, never a good thing, realistically. Marcus Mariota being Mariota, not with great wide receivers, could easily just like toss up a couple of picks or get a couple of balls deflected to be interceptions. What do you think about Chiefs defense?
Chiefs defense, yeah, dude. I love the Chiefs at home. Um, I just don't see any way that they they get the ground game going against the Chiefs. I see this as a pretty lopsided victory. Let's see where the implied point total. It's low for the Titans at 18.5. I could see maybe like uh, Rashard Matthews touchdown maybe or something. Not anything that's going to win you any kind of money. So we want to stay away from that. He was hot earlier in the year, but I think this is a spot in Arrowhead. It's going to be super cold. It's not going to be like Hawaii there, man. It's going to be frigid, and that home team is going to be rallying, is what I think.
Yeah, they just had a big win last week against Oklahoma. Against Oakland, they take number one spot in that AFC West division. So I mean, they're definitely fired up. They definitely want to, stamp the dominant defense right now. And they definitely have something to prove because everyone sleeps on KC just because they end up coming up short in playoffs. So they're definitely looking to ride that rush that they have on defense right now. Yeah, I can't agree anymore. I definitely am not going to play any Mariota this weekend. And if he
Mm-mm.
goes off and someone ends up winning like the million maker, millionaire maker, there we go. I can speak. Um, with Mariota, I mean, good job. You're probably jamming like 100 lineups, anyways.
Yeah, that I really don't see that happening.
All right. So we'll move on to the running backs catch and release. First, we have Kenneth Dixon of
Oh
Baltimore
yeah.
playing against Philly. This is your boy right here. This day that he's actually going to break like more than 12 points against the Eagles?
Hey, he did it. He did it last week in some garbage time uh, when the Ravens are trying to catch up with Tom Brady. I think the way that you've been attacking Philly all year is through the pass catching running backs like Theo Riddick. Um, the linebackers I'm not impressed with. I think this offense is going to start to use Kenneth Dixon as a way to move the chains, man. Because Steve Smith hasn't been doing much. You got Mike Wallace as a deep threat. I think he's the key to their success. I don't know um, as far as their record if they're still in contention. I think they are. They're
Mathematically, they
start.
are, but realistic. I mean, they can still win the division, but
I think they're going to start heating up before the playoffs get going, and I think the key to their success is going to be uh, through Dixon.
I mean, I'm definitely on board with Dixon playing. He definitely seems like a solid running back. They're. It seems like the last like 4 weeks, like they were like, all right, we gotta get more Dixon, gotta get more Dixon, gotta get more Dixon, and it's like,
I've been saying it a lot.
yeah, like it's been showing, but has he been producing really? Like only when like they're coming back against New England so far. I mean, I definitely got high hopes for him with the years to come because
Hmm.
Baltimore's backfield has been very abysmal lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely like this play. Philly is definitely weak against pass catching, and he does that very well. I will say that. And just for a heads up, they are eighth seed right now in the AFC. I thought they were a little bit lower than that at 7-6. So they do have some things to play for, which is pretty important. Um, so we're going to go on to the next one, and this is all you, buddy. Mr. Isaiah, was it Crowell or
Crowell,
Crowell?
Isaiah Crowell.
Crowell, okay. Cleveland playing at Buffalo. I'm just going to let you take this one over because this is 100% your pick right here.
Oh, I'll take ownership of this, and basically the thing I'm looking at is Buffalo's run defense and Rex Ryan being their head coach. I was watching ESPN yesterday, and they had a picture of Rex Ryan, and it had like all the stats for the team, and they were all like bottom like three for every single stat. Um, Cleveland wants to win a game this year. Um, this is just a gut call, and we won't have to spend much time on it because it could end up not being anything. But he had 10 for 113 last week. He's been over 100 yards a couple times. I think he's definitely talented, and I think that they could actually maybe win this game. I don't think it's going to be some huge blowout, but that's what Vegas thinks. We can move on off this, but that's just my bold call for the week. I feel like.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you that bold call of the week. Um, I I definitely say though, if the Bills lose this game, I think Rex Ryan like if Bills lose this game, Rex Ryan is definitely out of Buffalo. I don't see anything saving his career there.
Couldn't you see them losing to the Browns?
Yeah, more likely. I mean, they have a division game last week. Yeah, I can see them losing.
Yeah,
I mean, like I don't want to say that, but I mean, realistically, they could lose this game.
I could see Crowell going over 100 yards and a touchdown, and he's 5,500. It's just an interesting spot.
I think I do like the line right now is at negative 10 points in favor of the Bills.
Yeah,
Browns plus 10 doesn't seem too terrible, but They are the Browns. I don't know. I'll leave that with your pick. All right. So now we're going on to Tevin Coleman as our last catch of the week in the running back position. We're looking at Atlanta playing against San Francisco. Again, a high over under at 50 and a half. Falcons are almost a two touchdown point favorite at 13 and a half right there. Um, yeah, and they're going to get a lot of running, a lot of usage out of the ball. This might be a game where both Coleman and Freeman might get like a touchdown and like 80 yards each at least.
Yeah.
Like even though it is a running back by committee, like you're probably saving a couple dollars with Coleman. Let me see. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah, Freeman's at 77, Coleman's at 6,500. So I mean, realistically, I can see them both getting the same amount of points this game. So if that's what I'm looking at, I'm 100% putting Coleman in my lineups.
Yeah, I think he's the more explosive player.
Oh
I
yeah,
could see him. If someone's going to rip off a 60, 70, 80-yard run, I could see him being the one that does that. He's cheaper, and I think he makes for a better tournament play. And also, I think there's been some chatter on some podcasts I've listened to this week about playing both running backs. Um, just make sure I'm in the tournament with you when you do something like that, because that's stupid. I don't see that. That's capping your upside. You can do that when you're playing for free with your friends, but I don't like that at all.
um, that definitely seems like a excuse me, random strategy. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever do that. Coleman and Freeman.
Yeah, I think you need to pick one because one of them's going to score. They're both going to do well probably, but you're going to want to have the one that scores more, and who knows who that's going to be. That's why you make more than one lineup with those guys.
Yeah, but realistically, if they score about the same, you want to have Coleman just because of the price. You're saving $1,200. That can easily bump you up from like let's see, $1,200 gets you an upgrade from let's see, where is it? I'm trying to see where a good upgrade is. Okay, $1,200 can get you DeMarco Murray to Ezekiel Elliott. So I mean, you definitely
Yeah,
you get like that savings right there. It gets you like almost another tier of running backs just between that much money. And then essentially like if you have Elliott and you roster Coleman and you save that 1,200 for not rostering Freeman, I mean you can shoot all the way up to David Johnson almost with that 1,200 that you're saving right there. All right, so our fate of the week is going to be Jeremy Hill of Cincinnati playing against Pittsburgh. Um, it's at, or no, it's at Cincinnati. What do you think about this game? It's Pittsburgh's are 3-point favorites right now with a 44 and a half over under.
yeah. I just don't like Jeremy Hill this week. He's had a pretty pedestrian yards per carry average this year. He's gotten a great, opportunity with Gio Bernard getting knocked out. Um, I'm just, I mean, he went off against Cleveland last week, and then he's home to Pittsburgh. I'm not feeling it, man.
All right, so check.
Pittsburgh's got a good defense.
Okay, I'll give you this, but I'll rattle off the last or the only three games he's got 20 or more points. Denver, 21.7.
You can run on Denver though. A lot
Yeah.
of running backs have.
Cleveland, 26.2. Cleveland, 21.7.
Yeah,
And then his next best game is what? 11? Nope. 13 against Washington, things like that.
yeah, he had a
Um,
touchdown.
hmm Pittsburgh. It says 21st against. Oh, I'm sorry, fourth against the rush. So yeah, that seems like a pretty good fade when it comes down to it. Just not too consistent, even though he is the only back there. But yeah, there's definitely a lot better spots that I like all around. Um, Especially at its price point. Like Tevin Coleman's $100 cheaper. Mark Ingram might randomly be a good play. LeGarrette Blount at 6,300 is a better play than Jeremy Hill.
Yep,
So
agreed.
yeah, I definitely agree with that fade. All right, so we're going to go on to wide receivers, and this is going to be interesting right here. First, we have Des Bryant at Tampa Bay. Again, we talked about Dak going off, this offense going off, and Des Bryant having a great game. Probably, I can I can see a two touchdown game out of this. I mean, realistically, I can see a two touchdown game out of Des Bryant almost every week. But I think after losing the Giants, they have something to prove. Especially with a lot of people saying, "Oh, bench Dak, bench Dak." I don't really listen to Dallas fans though. But what do you think?
I think he has 3 touchdowns this week. I think he goes
Ooh.
off. Just like you were saying, I don't really believe in a whole lot of narratives when people are talking about oh, they were talking about Romo, so this week they're gonna really, get the ball into Dez's hands and everything like that. He's in such a good spot, dude. Like had one catch and he fumbled it last week. Everyone's gonna be off him. This is the Sunday night hammer right here, man. You jam him in your lineup. They're 7-point favorites against Tampa Bay, who I think Tampa Bay is playing over their heads right now. I think they're a good defense, but they're on the road. I just really like Dez this week, man. He's my top play.
Have you looked at the percentages on Fantasy Aces?
He's very lightly owned, isn't he? He's like 2% or something.
Yes, 2%.
Yeah, so
That's stupid low. Like
if
it's so funny. Like majority of the people that the field like they're very like what do you call that, streaky, I guess, or they just like whatever's hot last week they're going to ride that. Like Inham's at 12%, Dak Pres or I'm sorry, Des Bryant's at 2%. That's 100% not right. Robbie Anderson 18%.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll probably never roster him. If I made 150 lineups, I'd put him in like 2.
yeah, that seems about right. All right, so let's go on to the next one. We got Michael Crabtree. They're playing at San Diego. This is a division matchup. San Diego's technically still in the hunt at 5-8 for a playoff spot, but they need a lot of things to go their way this week to still be in the hunt. Um, let's see what the over under is on this game. Oh yeah, that's right. We did talk about it. 49 with the Oakland favorite by 2.5. Do you think San Diego's going to try to show up?
Yeah, I could see this being that Vegas line sounds right to me. Um,
Like it's just going to go back and forth essentially.
yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't see it being a very
Ooh.
high scoring game.
Well,
What are you oohing about?
Melvin Gordon out.
Oh yeah, he's out.
When did that happen? Last week? Oh yeah, duh. Never mind. That's right. When I rostered him and he only got me a half a point.
Yeah, well he was out. But yeah, he's been ruled out, I believe. Um,
Dang, who's our next guy? Barrow? Ronnie Hillman? Oh, that's where Hillman went. Okay.
there he is.
Found him. Oh, trust me, I'm sort of missing him with CJ Anderson getting hurt. But
Yeah,
it
no.
is what it is. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely like Crabtree. He seems to make his way to all my rosters every week just because he's always good for that touchdown. The targets in the red zone, he's definitely up there in the top 10 for most targets in the red zone. All in all, like Crabtree definitely seems like a good pick.
Yeah, he's pretty much a slam dunk. I I think he gets, at least 50 yards and a touchdown. He may not have the highest ceiling out of the wide receivers, but he's very solid. And he's very cheap, too. And he's got a great matchup. Um, let's see. He's matched up against Trevor Williams. And on PFF, it's given him the solid bright green. So let's lock him in.
Okay, that's fair. And against one of the better defenses out there, Baltimore, he had excuse me,
Three tutties.
three touchdowns against them and 88
Yep.
yards, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's a red zone. He's a red zone guy. So GPP, love that. Let's go to the next guy.
All right, boom. On to the next. We got Mike Wallace of Baltimore. Mike Wallace. Oh, I'm sort of liking him. Like the more I think about it, Eagles secondary is kind of pooey. They're playing at Baltimore. Mike Wallace is a fast demon, and I think he's going to have Nolan Carroll on him, which is probably the worst thing that Philly can do is roster Nolan Carroll and start him in the lineup.
Yeah. This Eagles defense is really like turned into like classic Eagles. I mean, for years you've been wanting to attack the Eagles through the air. Yeah, they had a hot start of the season, but not so much anymore. I don't have the stats in front of me to go, to back me up on this, but I know that that's the spot you attack the Eagles. Your fast, deep threat wide receivers. Last week was Deshaun Jackson. Was it last week? I don't know. But anyway, Deshaun Jackson lit him up. Every week there's the little speedy wide receivers.
Yeah.
Roast them. That's why I like Flacco and Wallace, stack them up, put them in a GPP. But I think he has a really nice game here. He's been over 50 yards in several games in a row, so he's solid. You could possibly play him in cash too. I'd prefer him in a tournament though.
Yeah, Mike Wallace, just because of the options that you have there, and like Baltimore, like with even Pitta, like getting some random targets here and there, like it sort of seems like a dangerous cash play. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Speedsters kill Philly. I've watched almost every single Philly game because my wife's a Philly native, and it's just so depressing, especially like the hype of shutting down. What was it, Atlanta? Wait, did they beat Atlanta or did they lose to Atlanta? They beat someone. The Vikings. That's who they beat, which is, I guess, isn't that impressive now. But they kept it close with Atlanta, and it's just like, no, they beat Atlanta. That's right. We lost to Atlanta. Denver did. That's right. Okay. But yeah, watching these Philly games, it's just so upsetting and so sad. Like their defense used to be something, now they're not. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our fade of the week, and that is Odell Beckham playing against Detroit. This is your fade pick, so why don't you just give us an explanation about that?
Yeah, the Giants' offense has looked crappy actually basically all year. Beckham pops off in nice spots, but other than that, I'm not really impressed with that offense. I mean, what makes me want to fade him is he's very expensive, and I don't like the matchup. That's basically all it comes down to. Darius Slay is a really good cornerback. That's my take on that.
Okay.
I don't think he's the worst play, but I'm fading him based on the price and the expected performance that he's going to get.
That's fair. Man, I'm tired. Excuse me. Here's something funny. I was looking at his player card and sort of going back with Crabtree against Baltimore. Odell
Yeah,
Beckham against Baltimore, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns for 36 points. Maybe there's something there that we're missing with Baltimore's defense, like just their number one guy. Well, I guess Crabtree's not their number one guy.
he is.
He is.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone wants Cooper to be, but really,
Yeah, Crabtree.
Crabtree's the red zone threat. Well, even last week, dude, Hogan went the fuck off, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe. I don't know. Like,
I,
I know this is sort of off subject, but like, if Jordan Matthews play, he might be a good play just on like the trends that like. Even though Baltimore's got this great secondary defense, they're giving up a lot of points randomly to the All Stars. And even though Jordan Matthews isn't really an All Star, I mean, he's definitely good when he decides to catch the ball. All right.
well, let's see. Let's pull. I've got PFF pulled up here. What's their implied point total?
That I couldn't really tell you because I don't have that. But I mean, they're 6 point dogs and the over unders at 40. So I would imagine they're sitting around, what, 14, 16 points,
All
maybe
right.
18.
Here's the only thing about that. I think you're able to beat the Ravens with good outside wide receivers, which the Eagles do not have. They have Aguilar and Beckham. I think they run J-Matt on the outside too. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think he's decent for tournaments though.
Okay. Yeah, that's just something funny. A little side, get off subject for a little bit, but I mean, like, it's just sort of weird. Like one of the better defenses this year have given up two monster games to two. I mean, pretty much stud wide receivers. Because
Chris Hogan went off
yeah,
last
and
week.
Hogan too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something to look in there for week 16 and 17. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
Green Beckham's probably the guy that kind of fits that,
he's
in
also
my
kind
opinion.
of banged up though, abdomen issues. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like it's really hard to trust a Philadelphia wide receiver when they just like don't want to catch the balls. All right, let's get back on track. So we have tight ends here, and we're going to go into it. The first one is Travis Kelsey. They're playing against Tennessee. Um, Tennessee is definitely weak against tight ends. As we saw, was it last week against Denver? Roby started getting something going, and then all of a sudden he fumbles it. Um, I mean, Kelsey's just a stud all around. Like he's a monster. He's getting targets. He
Roby, you mean Derby?
Derby, yeah, there you go. I'm thinking Roby, the defensive back. Um,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I mean, he's getting multiple targets, crazy amount of targets. Um, his last 4 games, he got 9 targets, 15, 8, and 8. And his last 2 games, he got 140 yards and 101 yards against Oakland and Atlanta. And I mean, he's essentially playing the same type of defense this year, with Tennessee being 31st against the pass. I mean, he can easily get another 100-yard game that can get you like 15-ish points on FanDuel.
I think you said everything that needs to be said there. He's a cash game lock. Um, I think you can look elsewhere in tournaments, especially like on FanDuel where it's half point PPR. On DraftKings, he's a lock in GPPs too because they give you that 100-yard bonus, 3 points there, plus it's full point PPR. But he's as sure a bet as there is, especially when you look at how muddy tight ends can get. He's a
Yeah.
slam dunk. He's a slam dunk. He's over 100 yards like 4 or 5 games in a row. Um,
He's on a 4-game 100-yard streak. And if we count his last 7 games, 5 of those have been over 100 yards. Where against Jacksonville, he's got 58, and Carolina, which he had 31.
he's gonna have a nice game here.
Yeah. I mean, even if it is like 60 yards, I mean, if he gets 60 yards, I could probably see a touchdown from him. He hasn't had a touchdown since his Indianapolis game, so that's what, 6 games without a touchdown?
Yeah,
So he's probably
he's
going to,
due.
yeah, he's definitely due for one. Um, let's go on to the next one, and we got Kyle Rudolph playing against Indianapolis. Rudolph is actually kind of low on this list, in my opinion, at 5,800. Um, this dude's a beast. I mean, what do you think about him?
Yeah, I think when we were trying to figure out who we liked this week, I was just kind of browsing through, and these are the guys that I think you can trust every week. They're getting heavily targeted, and this week these two guys in particular have great matchups, and yeah, I think you can. There's a little bit of salary relief rostering Rudolph too.
Yeah, Rudolph is definitely a very, very solid cash game play, along with Kelsey. It saves you a lot of money too. He's getting a lot of targets. You're saving 1,100 right there. So I mean, that's a nice little savings that you get. Um, your your ceiling and your floor is a little bit smaller, I feel like, or lower with Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when he has a solid game, he's always coming through with 14 points, 15 points, uh, 10. And then there's these random games that he has. Like, that's the only thing that scares me, the randomness of these games. But also playing against a weak defense in the Colts. He could be the main target, where he's getting targeted like 12, 13 times this game. Let's see here. Anything else? Nah, that's pretty much it. Kyle Rudolph being Kyle Rudolph. So we got.
What?
What's
Oh,
up?
go ahead. Are you
Okay.
going to Gates?
Yeah,
Antonio
yeah.
Gates?
We're gonna go on to Gates. I keep rostering this guy every weekend. It's like he's giving me an emotional roller coaster. It seems like because like he kills it like against Tennessee, against Miami. 9 targets each. He only brought in 4 or 5 of them, but he got a touchdown each of those games. And then the last 3 weeks or last 2 weeks, he only gets 4 targets and then 9 targets for only 61 yards against Carolina. So I mean, it's just like I don't know. You're definitely on this guy. So why don't you tell me a little about him that you like?
Well, here's my prediction for him. He's definitely going to get 9 targets. Okay. I think he's going to score a touchdown though, so I think he'll be right around 15 points. Um, he's 3 touchdowns away from Tony Gonzalez's tight end touchdown record, I believe, is what it is. And Phillip Rivers wants to get him that. They're at home. They're against the Raiders, who have struggled against tight ends. It's in division. Antonio Gates has played the Raiders a million times. I think they try to get him the ball in the end zone. So that's all there is to that.
No, that's definitely not up to date.
Were you looking up that record to see
Yeah,
which record he's going
yeah.
after?
This was like an article written. All right. But yeah, that's definitely the talk of the town right now. And San Diego, they're pretty much out of playoff contention, but Antonio Gates looks solid. Playing against Oakland, that doesn't really have defense. So I mean, I definitely like Gates. You just gotta hope that like he gets a lot more shares. Last time he played against Oakland, he had 5 targets for 4 catches, and he got a touchdown that game, but he also fumbled, so you only got 9 points out of him, which isn't bad out of tight ends considering how shallow the tight end pool is. So you're able to go a little bit softer, or you go a little bit cheaper and save a lot of money with Antonio Gates. You just gotta hope that he doesn't fumble again.
All right, so here's the record. Yeah, Phillip Rivers was talking this summer about getting Antonio Gates at least 8 touchdowns to break Tony Gonzalez's tight end touchdown record.
Yeah, he needs 3 to break it, 2 to tie. I'm looking at it right here, 109 to 111.
Yep.
Yep, look at that. And then he will be 6th most tight end receptions. Man, this is a crazy list. Now looking at it, I'm liking this list a lot. The little sneaky one, just a little side note, Isaac Bruce is up here with 91 touchdowns. That's pretty sneaky, I think. All right. So let's go on to our fade tight end of the week, and we're going with Delaney Walker. The fact that they're playing against KC, KC is probably going to put pressure on Mariota. Therefore, he might not be able to get the ball out as quickly as he wants. Probably throwing up picks. Um, the more I just said that statement that I just said, Delaney Walker might be a lot more targeted than normal.
Just
Um,
quick passes off the line of scrimmage, you thinking?
yeah, but they might need him to block because Houston that front seven's a beast, especially on pass rushing. Like they're just tearing up offensive lines. They did it to Denver. They did it to Oakland. They're just like that. That defense is super legit. Like the defense edge. I mean, and they're playing at Arrowhead, which is a hard place to play at. KC has something to prove. They're definitely, they're going down to like win the division because it's definitely a close race. They're tied with Oakland, and then they're also 2 games ahead of Denver. So this is definitely an important game right here. Um, Anything else about Delaney Walker?
Nah, that I think you really nailed that one. I don't like them in Arrowhead this week.
Yeah, that just seems like that's sort of like a fade matchup. Like you fade everyone on Tennessee's side of the ball, being 5.5 point underdogs in a 41 over under game. I mean that's just looking like production of like 15 points, 18 maybe if they're lucky. All right. Do we have defenses ready? Oh, we do. Look at that. Nice. All right. So our first catch defense of the week, we're going with the Giants defense against Detroit. You have some interesting things to say about this, don't you?
Yeah, I just think they're going to get overlooked this week. The Giants' defense has been playing well as of late. They're going against Stafford, who has a broken middle finger. Theo Riddick, I think, is out as well. Marvin Jones hasn't been doing much. I think that this is a sneaky spot. It's kind of a gut call too, but Vegas has the Lions as a low point total, team total. So it's a good spot in New York. The defense looks good.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Giants defense seems to be the low key defense right now, like the underrated defense of this year, or at least this part of the year. Um, Especially what they did to Dallas was definitely impressive, even though it was divisional.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Detroit, Matt Stafford's with a broken finger. Definitely not too, you know, easily good for 2 picks right there. All right. So we'll go on to the Falcons defense playing against San Francisco. This is sort of a no-brainer right here. San Francisco's terrible offense. I don't know how much I like Atlanta's defense, to be honest with you.
hmm
This is completely matchup based. They are averaging a little more points than a lot of other these defenses. So I mean that gives me a little more faith.
I think they're more of a cash game kind of play, just because everyone's going to be on them after last week. They were all over Jared Goff. Um, Scored like 2 defensive touchdowns, I think. I don't see that happening again. But I mean, all we need to look at is the line in this. It's 14 points. So you like to start a defense when they're home favorites and the opposing team is you know is a 14-point dog. You love that.
Yeah, I definitely do. I don't know. Do I believe in Atlanta's defense? That's the real question. But again, they have another easy matchup where it's a terrible offense, so they can easily
Yeah.
come away with like a pick six or something like that, or just a couple of interceptions, a fumble
Yep.
turnover. All right. So our third catch of the week is Ravens defense, and I misspelled Ravens like a goober on this. Um, so we're looking at against Philadelphia. Philadelphia doesn't catch the ball very well with their receivers. They definitely get knock a lot of balls up in the air. They get picked off. It almost seems like they're good for like 2 to 3 turnovers a week.
Well, yeah, in Baltimore, they score over 10 fantasy points regularly. They're home favorites. They're going against a rookie quarterback. That team's starting to get the ball rolling, and they're gaining momentum going into the playoffs. So that's a spot that I like too.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. They're okay. Here's their bad matchups: Dallas, New England. I guess the Giants with 7 points. That's still pretty good for a defense.
Yeah.
Oakland with 1. That's because it's Oakland, and it was kind of early in the season too. And Buffalo at the beginning of the year was 6. All the rest of them have been double digits. So I mean that's pretty good to see from defense. Pretty chalky. Um, yeah, the only thing wow, really surprised they're actually kind of low on this list. There are 6 other defenses that are higher than Baltimore's defense this week. That definitely seems like super play of the week right there.
Well, on the Fantasy Aces ownership percentage, they're third highest. So
Okay.
they're not a very sneaky pick. They're not going to win you a tournament, I don't think, but they'll probably get like 10 points, which is nice.
Yeah, 100% cash game. Tournaments, you can play them in tournaments just because your ceiling or your floor is super high. So like you at least guarantee, like 9, 10 points. Where like, and you're saving what $400 compared to like Buffalo, Houston, you're saving 300. Atlanta, you're saving 200. Like, all right, here we go. Name game situation: Atlanta or Baltimore?
Atlanta.
Really? 4,900
Yeah.
Atlanta, 4,700 Baltimore. You would roster Atlanta.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I can agree with that, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see
You,
about San Fran.
you asked me.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Did ask you. All right, so our release defense for the week is Buffalo's defense against Cleveland. This is 100% on you, where this is
Yeah.
coming down to the. I mean, you just think Buffalo's going to lose this game, or at least it's going to be like a shootout.
Yeah. They're the highest price defense on the slate. On FanDuel, the last 4 weeks, the highest point total they have is 9 points. The team is falling apart. There's rumblings about benching Tyrod Taylor and firing Rex Ryan. I think this is the ultimate letdown spot. Do you want to have a little wager here? I'll take the Cleveland Browns, and you can take the Bills, man. And I don't know. You want to do something fun like that? Do you like the Bills? Because I think
Um,
the Browns defense outscores them this week.
you just talking about like straight up, like
Yeah.
wow. I mean, I think I mean I'd be dumb if I pass up that bet, considering if you pick the Bills to win, you have to
Hmm.
lay 450 to win 100. So yeah, I'll definitely take that bet.
Well, I'm
Uh,
not saying I'm telling you. I think the Browns defense outscores the Bills defense. So you got the Bills defense, which is
I see what you're doing now.
the
Okay, okay.
highest price defense, and the Browns are the absolute lowest. They're 1,100 point differential there. So I'd rather roster the Browns than the Bills, dude. And I'm probably dumb for saying that, but there's my gut call, man. I just
I
have a
mean,
strong feeling about that.
you're definitely on the Browns this week for some reason. Hey, they
You
got
know what?
12. They had 12 points
It's
against Miami. So
It's probably going to be like the Bills defense will have like 5 points, and the Browns defense will have like 6. But we'll see. We don't have to do a bet for that. You don't feel that strongly
I
about it,
mean,
but I'm
no.
just gonna
I
I'm gonna
didn't
make that.
I didn't know. I thought you were taking like who's going to win the game, not who's going to score more. Yeah, I'll definitely do that, man. How about this? Cup
Okay.
of coffee. Cup of coffee.
Oh, all right, deal.
That's what's up. Boom. We got that locked in. All right. So there you have it. That's our catch and release segment that we're doing. Tell us how you like it. I would definitely appreciate it. We're on Stitcher now. We're working on iTunes. YouTube we're on, and Stormcloud. We just added those valves. All right.
Yep.
Hit us up on Twitter, the Daily Fish Pod. Hit us up our own Twitter handles at FearThese88, at Dookie Hogue. What else is there?
Hey,
Facebook page.
before you wrap the show up, can we make a lineup together, man? That's kind of what I look forward to.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I was tinkering around this lineup right here, so we'll go ahead and just do this one.
No, we won't. We'll do one together.
No.
Jerk.
No. I was tinkering around with it. Like, I just took off all my wide receivers, so I'm like, all right, let me just clear this one.
All right. So look, I'm gonna put this. This is 1 p.m. main slate on FanDuel. We'll go the $1 200,000 guaranteed Sunday NFL dive with a 235,000 entries. So let's win this. What, $4,000 for all those entries? That seems crazy.
What? Oh, for first place?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the $2 one for 147,000. That's 25 grand to top prize. Excuse me. I'll give you the honors. You can go first.
Ooh. Give me the reins. Let's see. Man, I really want to slam this guy, but New England's so iffy.
I can't see.
Yeah, I know. I want to slam Emmanuel Sanders, but I don't know if I
Yeah,
can.
let's do it.
All right, we got him up there.
Yeah, I think one of those guys. Who's got a better matchup on PFF?
I think Sanders does, and that's why he was originally in this lineup. Let's see, Roto. Nope.
Nah, Thomas.
I mean, by how much though?
I was actually looking at Thomas more before that. Let's put Thomas in, dude. He's 100 more. Or do you like Sanders?
He was targeted 16 times last week. Good
Yeah.
Lord. And Emmanuel Sanders was targeted 14 times. God, I am so glad I missed that game and had to work. That I think I would have been on life tilt if I would have saw that game. All right. So now we have that. So what's next?
Who do you got in?
I got Demaryius Thomas. We're just going to do a stream one. Like I like one of these guys. I don't know who. So.
I like Thomas, dude.
All right, Thomas is in there.
All right, I want to lock in Dez.
I was trying to avoid him.
Well,
Back injury.
Yeah, I think he scores twice this week.
All right. I'm going to leave the other wide receiver slot open for right now. We're going to go over here to running backs. And what's Tampa Bay's deal? You know what? I like Elliott. We're going to slam him.
Okay, I like it. All right, so I'm gonna save us some money. Let's see, where do I want to go?
You want to slam that Atlanta defense real quick?
How much are they?
49.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. Let's see. Let's go. I'll go ahead and slam a kicker down real quick. Um,
Let's go.
Minneapolis, or I'm sorry, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yes, yeah, I like him, dude. Did we talk about that?
We didn't really talk about kickers, but I mean, we did have a little discussion before the podcast where Minnesota or even Adam Vinatieri might be a good play.
Yeah, I like the cheaper one though.
Yeah, by 300. All right, all right,
Um,
your turn.
what? All right.
Kai Forbath in the lineup.
Well, let's go with one of our guys from our catch and release quarterbacks. You want to go? We could do full game stack with Dak if you want. We can go with Matt Ryan and pair him with somebody or Palmer. I kind of want to. I mean, I think we're going to Dak, dude. What do you think? Is that cool?
I mean, that's definitely not crazy, and we just like ride this Dallas offense. I like it.
All
Ride
right.
this,
So
ride this
we got
off,
Dak.
ride this offense to the money. All right, let's
Yeah.
see. So tight ends, we gotta save a little bit, but not too much. All right, boom, Antonio Gates, he's in there. All right, so who do you like? We got wide receiver and running back. We have a good amount of money left over. We have 73.50 left.
Excuse me.
Larry Fitz is
Hmm,
available around there. If
I
you
like
want,
him.
what's up?
I do like him. Let's
What about David Johnson?
I was thinking either him or Le'Veon Bell.
I think I like David Johnson to match up here.
All right, but that
Cincinnati usually plays hard. That gives us what, 4,400? 4,900. Let's see what that gives us. Because that might not work it. Because you know what? With this lineup, I'm almost okay not rostering either one and just shooting for the stars.
yeah, like even if we put Lev Bell in,
Yeah, I'm not liking these wide receivers really. Like, I mean, we can
nah,
go Corey Kelvin or yeah, Corey Coleman with your Browns pick.
yeah,
Hmm.
I don't like that. Let's go.
Well, what about what if we say Coleman?
Nah, I don't like it. What about? Oh, you mean Tevin Coleman?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you meant Corey Coleman. Yeah,
no,
yeah, I'm cool with that.
because then that gives us 8,200, which gives us Mike Evans, maybe Jordy Nelson. Hmm. Do we like
I,
Evans?
mm,
Yeah, it's like almost not.
I think this is a lopsided. I mean, the way that we've got the game script going right now, the story that we're telling is that Dallas just wrecks them, dude.
Well, Dallas is scoring points, but does that mean Tampa Bay's not going to go to their go-to scorer?
Yeah, let's run it back with Mike Evans, man.
All right, I'm down with that. He right
All
now
right.
he's third in the league with 10 receiving touchdowns. He's
If he
getting,
gets over 100 with a touchdown, then it makes sense.
I mean, realistically, this lineup's pretty solid. I mean, who's our punt plays? Like Tevin Coleman, Antonio Gates, Demarius Thomas, Atlanta Falcons. I'd sort of go in order. Then I think Des Bryant's probably the next punt play.
He's a punt play.
Well, just because he's questionable. No, but I mean, like, out of all the people I just named, like, I went
Yeah.
from worst to best. Like, it's Des Bryant, Dak Prescott, Mike Evans, Elliott, I think.
Shoot, dude. Yeah, I need to get more Dez.
You really liking Des, even though he's got a back injury?
Oh yeah, he's gonna score twice, dude. He's gonna have the best game of the year this week.
Boom, we got that saved. What's the payout for this? Let's see.
25 grand.
Oh
So
yeah, I got it in the Oakart squib where a dollar can turn into 4,000.
so we'll get 4,000 from that one, and then 25,000 from the one I've got. So we'll just split that in half.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that.
Sweet. Well, let's wrap it up, dude.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so my name is Charles again. Dustin over here with the purple hoodie, like always. Like I said, check us out on Stitcher, Facebook, Twitter, Stormcloud, YouTube. We're slowly growing, but we are growing. And hopefully we can make something great of this. And be more consistent and branch off into other sports as well, like maybe esports, basketball, hockey, or maybe even baseball is coming up in about 4 months or so. It's going to be a lot of baseball talk going around daily fantasy sports. So again, hit us up. Let us know what you think. You have any ideas? Tell us. We will love feedback on any of the social media or what do you call those platforms that we have out there. Definitely give us ratings on Stitcher, iTunes, Stormcloud. Definitely let us know. We definitely would appreciate it. So again, calling us for tonight. My name is Charles. This is Dustin, and have a great night.